Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Academy round, the Redux round of the Hockenheim National Circuit. We are here for round, what is this, round 10? I think it's round,
sounds good.
I believe it's round 10. Might be more than that, actually. But it is the second visit to Germany that we have. With me on commentary is Mr. Paul Riccobene.
Hey now, what is up, everyone?
And you guys should totally bug the other coaches to get their asses on commentary.
Lazy.
Indeed. We have, I believe, 16 cars here today. We are with Neo Anderson here, who's currently in 10th place. A couple of new faces to the grid. Martin Hughes, Antonio DeLiva, Larry Foster, who's been in the DTM series for a bit, is finally here to do some Academy racing. And got the usuals, of course. Zach Hemstrom there, currently on pole. A couple of big names missing, though. Of course, championship leader Zach Hemstrom, not here today. We are also down.
What happened to him?
He has signed out of the series, unfortunately.
Oh, I was not aware.
We are also down Javier Perez-Torres, who was having technical issues. His game wouldn't boot, which is a more than fair reason to miss a race. Yeah. And a late sign out from Elliot Barron, who just could not make the race.
Javi's having a nightmare of time at race room. He just his game quit on him during qualifying in the KTM just an hour ago.
I don't understand what's going on with his game.
He's losing it though.
Indeed. Maybe you should focus on some ACC for a bit and just see if maybe some patches fix it up, or do a. Because to my knowledge, I believe he's done the fresh reinstall and everything. I'm out of ideas.
Yeah, he's done it all. I don't know why that one game's killing him.
Hopefully the race room technical support can maybe assist him on the matter. This is Liam Curtin, who's back after a little bit of an absence. Currently in P5 on the grid here. Behind, P6 as Gustav Ekstrom, or was that Doug DeGroot who just put up a time? I don't know, one of them. Either the third or fourth place car, I knew. So, looks like somebody is getting held up by Neo Anderson. I think that's Dave Nelson, which, to be honest, on the bright side, Dave's been battling with pace issues pretty much since he came to the Academy, so it's good to see him kind of riding the bumper of Neo Anderson. Indicates an improvement in pace, if nothing else.
Yeah, good signs.
Even if it's a bad time to be riding someone's bumper in qualifying. But it does show that maybe he's ready to make a step up here today. Currently in 11th place there, only about a tenth of a second behind, more like 2/10 behind Rochelle Guerin.
Hernandez finding some time here.
Oh, Daniel's always been quick. He's been doing really well in the main series as well. Had a really impressive run in the DTM Lausitz race, and has been actually one of the top BMW guys in that series, which isn't saying much because BMW's been doing trash. But Daniel has been a bit of a standout, doing quite well, fighting with the likes of multi-time Academy champion Josiah Jerome in recent weeks.
Well, fighting with Josiah is always
he just went fourth quickest.
Yeah, that was a good lap.
So behind Demetrius Simeonitis, Jack Simpson, and Gustav Ekstrom, who are three drivers who are kind of looking at that probably graduation mark, I would say. Simpson is almost a guarantee. Ekstrom's pretty much a guarantee after his podium in the DTM series. Simeonitis, this was kind of his come-out party, so I'll give like a minor spoiler there, but at the top of the pile right now.
Yeah, I mean, all those names, Simeonitis included, I think are really good on track. I don't think there should be too much concern with those guys leaving
James Butler is one that there's a push to graduate. I don't know if he's really ready, but when he's talking about racing with no mirrors on, it's angered some coaches, not gonna lie. So Butler, stop doing that.
Is that no virtual mirror or no mirrors at all?
I believe he said no mirrors, which is I'm a little nervous. I'm a little nervous to see what happened now.
Yeah,
so
I'll be
looks
curious.
like Demetrius Simeonitis, Jack Simpson are going to be your front row. There's still some time for some people. Gustav Ekstrom! Just as I'm saying that, slides into second place. All right. Well, I think I can give a good rundown now because it doesn't look like anyone's finishing a lap. Simeonitis will start ahead of Ekstrom, Simpson, Hernandez, and Curtin, your top 5. Rochelle Guerin all the way back in 10th place. So,
Just not prepared this week?
I don't know. I don't know. We'll have to ask her. But a big chance to make up some ground on Zach Hemstrom, and she's going to have to do it the hard way.
How far? But well, Simpson's also closing up on Rochelle, correct?
He is. He's on the charge, so it's been a bit of a weird one. I know she's a little bit discouraged about the championship now because she almost feels like if she wins it, it doesn't really mean much, and if she loses it, it means like terrible things.
I know what she's thinking. Just forget all that. Go win some races or get up, get the points, and the championship's a championship. Don't overthink it.
Here we go. We got red lights, and Martin Hughes by the way, the newcomer on the row 3 there. And we're off. So we head down to the first corner. This is the Nord curve.
Always interesting.
Always interesting, and really not a great. Liam Curtin spun around. And he's getting collected by some other people.
That's gonna hurt his race.
It looks like the car is actually kind of intact, but he is at the back now, so he'll have to come back. So it is the top 3 are in the same order. Simeonitis from Ekstrom Simpson. Then it's Doug DeGroat. James Butler had a good start up to 5th place. Martin Hughes. Rochelle Guerin up to 7th. Daniel Hernandez back to 8th. So I think Hernandez is the one that may have gotten into it with Curtin. Martin Hughes loses the car. And he slides out of the top 10. Rounding off the top 10 is Antonio D'Oliva, John Picha, and Jonas Blaine. Gotta really get Jonas Blaine to convert his academy driving style to other scenarios, because he's really battling with other cars and losing that fight. So hopefully he can get a little bit of confidence. And
wait a minute. So is he in multiple series and doing better in something else other than an academy?
No, the academy he's shown not a ton of points. He's been kind of a little bit snake bitten, getting kind of caught up in things and whatever.
Yeah, it happens.
He's been showing quality racecraft and consistency, but he's not really been able to translate that to ACC or to DTM.
Oh, so, I see what you're saying.
And I don't mean like he's finishing further back. I mean like it's almost like it's a different driver. So I'm got to figure out what to do with the mental game. I think is playing up on him there.
Well, ACC is quite different in the handling field, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is, but I still think it's a bit. I mean, it's a bit weird. Like John Peach is a classic example. He's actually one of the quicker guys in ACC down in the academy here in
awesome.
in race room, which is very weird because you think if anything you should be faster in race room. ACC being a slightly more sim, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I wonder if it's just a realism where PJ can just feels more natural. I wonder,
Maybe. Rochelle Guerin has gotten past Daniel. Oh, well, Hernandez is fighting back. Let's see if she can get him. Yeah, she's got the inside line, and I think that's the spot. Might be able to come back here. He does it the inside line. Nope.
Nice.
She's got it.
Good move, Rochelle.
And credit to Daniel Hernandez, too. He could have made that a lot uglier than it was.
Yes, very true.
And really done nothing but hurt his own race. So, yeah.
Both of the races, yeah, because that would not have ended well if he took that dive.
Indeed. So it is Simeonitis leading from Ekstrom, Simpson, Butler, Guerin, Hernandez. DeGroat's fallen back to 7th place, so something might have happened there. Antonio D'Oliva. Oh, Simpson's dropping. What happened to Jack Simpson? Hernandez is fighting for 4th place now. Yeah, Simpson's way back
still
there.
Going down.
Simpson's way back there.
Well,
and now he's retired. So he must have hit something. And the car must have given up. Because he's in the pits now. And in the pits in a way that means he did not pit. He hit the escape button.
I would love to know what happened.
Yeah, the camera completely missing that, though. So, Simeonitis versus Ekstrom. Butler up onto the podium. Then it is Garin, Hernandez, DeGroat, Blaine, DeLeva, Nelson. So Dave Nelson up in 9th place. Go Dave. And Larry Foster.
Top 10 for the new guys. Good to see.
Larry Foster, I think, is a guy who needs to maybe slow it down a little bit, kind of ironically. I know it's weird telling a racer to slow it down a little bit, but watching him in the DTM races, there's a lot of overdriving of the car going on. So maybe one of those few occasions where going slower is actually going faster.
It is amazing how backing off drops your times. It doesn't make sense, but when you just let the car do its thing, you're actually smoother and it's more repeatable to do it as well.
That's something we try to bring out here in the Academy. It's not all about that like one lap pace. It's about how repeatable is that lap. How comfortable are you? One spin can take up a lot of time, and then you got to make up a couple seconds a lap. It's not great.
Yeah, so if you got to make that time up, what do? You start pushing, and you know how that ends.
And then you make another mistake, and
exactly
compound stuff to a little whirlwind. Hernandez all over the back of Garin, so she got past, but she can't seem to get away. And Douglas DeGroat in the background, looming ominously. Jonas Blaine also in there.
If I was Garin and Hernandez, I would try and get a little train going, see if I could close the door on
Dave
Butler.
Nelson getting past Antonio DeLeva, as well as Larry Foster.
Oh, nice driving there, guys.
Indeed, and good driving from DeLeva. Some guys will slam the door shut there and just ruin everybody's race, but he left the racing room. And unfortunately, is now down to 10th place, but and he may be out of the top 10 shortly because Liam Curtin is next on the list to try to take a shot.
That's not a car you want behind you.
Him and Martin Hughes are a little bit further back than we're used to seeing them. They, of course, qualified in the top 10, and then I think Liam Curtin was the one who tangled with Doug DeGroat, I think, on lap 1. And I'm not sure. And we saw Hughes, of course, just lose the car at the shortcut hairpin and slide off the track, and then rejoin in last place. So they're both on recovery drives.
Oh, I just really, you know who's not here this week? I can't think of his name. He crashes every single race.
Yuri Nikolai.
Yuri.
He's got a buddy.
He's
got a buddy who's trying to join up, but he doesn't have a wheel, and I'm a little bit mixed about whether we would allow that or not.
The controller, huh? Some guys are pretty quick with a controller.
Yeah,
but
no. You can definitely join an ESR series with a controller, but it just like from an Academy standpoint, it feels like I'd be like giving him a lesson and being going so. What you really need here is a wheel.
Yeah. Very true.
And I'm not really sure. Like that's the thing with a controller is I don't know how to coach that. I guess is what it comes down to.
Yeah, because I mean, I assume all you can do is basically it's like quick flicks of the right and left stick, right?
Like I had a friend back in this would be like a decade ago now because we were racing Race 07. His name was Damien, and he does race room as well, but he just he's not done an ESR series with us. But he was a controller user, and he was quite quick. But it's like, it's just a completely different ball game. I don't know how to teach that sort of thing, and I don't know if anyone else would. So it's kind of a bit of a waste of an Academy spot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it makes sense.
So Simeonitis is still leading here from Gustav Ekstrom.
He's not made any sort of breakaway, though. I wonder if Ekstrom is just watching and learning right now.
Well, the other problem, of course, we got to talk about ballast. Ekstrom's got 100 kilos. Simeonitis has none.
Oh.
So the overtaking options that Ekstrom is somewhat limited. Like the pace delta he needs to achieve is just quite large. But mind you, this is a non-ballasted battle here between Hernandez and Garin. And Hernandez is not slowing them down. I'm not seeing a lot of like useless maneuvers or anything. He's looking for an opportunity, I am sure, but he's being patient about it, which is good.
He is Ekstrom getting the rear end of that car coming around. That was nice.
Looking through the grid, nothing really has changed in the top 10 except for Liam Curtin has caught and passed Antonio DeLiva, so he's up into the top 10. Which would mean Liam Curtin would be reverse grid pole if things stay as they are. Be a very good chance for, I think, his first win. I don't think Curtin's actually popped the cherry on his Academy win count. And Foster on the tail of Dave Nelson. Dave Nelson doing really well. Congratulations to him.
Yeah,
He's a
go
guy.
Dave.
He's definitely on the top spot, but there's Liam Curtin. Just as I'm saying that, Liam Curtin is like, excuse me, gentlemen.
I'm coming through.
I have a date with 8th place.
Yeah.
So Curtin on the charge. Wonder if he'll go any further than that. I not to sell Dave Nelson short, but I think he'll get Dave. But I'm not sure if he'll get anyone else. With 5 minutes to play.
I mean, what, 2.5 seconds from
More like
Jonas?
Probably about 3.5, close to 4 back of Jonas Lane at the moment.
Yeah, I'm looking at the wrong timer. Yeah, I think that'll be it.
We'll see. Mistake.
Good driving from both Simeonitis and Rochelle here. Neither one of them seem to be making any mistakes, even under all this pressure.
Be interesting to have like a time log to see if their lap times are good or not. So that's always the thing, is like, if someone's behind you, do you slow down? Because I've been saying this to a lot of the Academy drivers, although Dave Nelson's making a fight of it.
He is.
That blue and white car is into the shortcut hairpin. And that might also open up the door for Larry Foster if he wants to get frisky. Doesn't look like he did. Looks like Nelson is going to hold 9th for the time being. And, oh, never mind. Spoke too soon.
There we go.
It was a couple of turns later, but Larry Foster does get the job done. Up into 9th place he goes. I want to say Larry didn't get a lap time in and started from the back, I think. So, decent run for him. Looks like we might have lost John Picha from the race, so the Peach's rough luck continues.
Is that a car failure or a game issue?
I don't know. I actually probably won't really even look at it in the coaching report, because as I received no report on terms of like an incident, I don't think, anyways. But knowing John Picha, it's definitely would have had to have been terminal. John will drag a car through just about anything. So
yeah, right.
If he retires the car, it was done.
Looks like Simeonitis and Rochelle will both give themselves a little bit of space.
Indeed, Rochelle's got a little bit of breathing room now. And David Nelson is not done with Larry Foster.
Okay.
Trying to get into this. Now, the problem here is he's setting up for the outside of the shortcut, and I just don't think you can go around the outside of a car there all that effectively.
Yeah, there's not much you can do.
I mean, you're getting him to think about it, I suppose, but I think at that point you're looking to force a mistake from someone more than having a legitimate overtaking opportunity.
Worth a shot, though. It could happen.
Oh, Simeonitis has dropped back to 3rd place.
What?
His car is screwed up. He's hit something. Rochelle Guerin up into 3rd place. Daniel Hernandez now on the tail. That car is not handling well. I suspect suspension damage.
Oh, what was it, like 2.5 minutes left?
Indeed. And back down to 4th place, and that may not be where the fall ends. So that has given the lead to Gustav Ekstrom. James Butler up into 2nd place.
Yeah, because he's in a weird spot now. I mean, Rochelle's driving quickly, and he's got Hernandez right behind him, so he can't be too aggressive.
And James Butler beeping in and out of appearance, so maybe some internet problems there for James. And James is dropping. I think we lost James.
Oh, he's there.
Nope, he's there. He's it's never good when you're flashing, though.
He's going down. Butler's dropping down now. Unless it's just the internet.
It's got to be just the internet. I didn't see him off or anything. Yeah, there he goes. So no James Butler for the rest of this festivities. And that
Well,
means
this
Rochelle.
podium changed.
And Rochelle Guerin has come from 10th on the grid to 2nd in the race.
That certainly isn't going to hurt the championship run, especially
Not
with
a
Simpson out.
not a done deal though. Simeonitis on her tail, Hernandez there as well, and it looks like Demetrius has gotten a handle on the slightly broken car. So we'll see if he poses a threat here. And that has moved Antonio D'Oliva back up into a points-paying position. And the ever-coveted reverse grid pole. So we're entering the last lap here for Guerin, Simeonitis, and Hernandez. Gustav Ekstrom well ahead, so pending internet issues. I think we will see the Swede take the checkered flag.
Man, I would love to know what happened to Simeonitis.
Indeed, and the front end makes it seem like he hit something. And I don't mean a car. That seems like
Yeah, it's a
a
barrier.
wall hit. Yeah, it's a barrier hit of some kind. Question, of course, is did Ekstrom play any role in that, or was just a simple mistake? Oh, sliding up the inside of Rochelle. Little rubbing. Rochelle is going to have the inside line for the... Oh, and he couldn't quite control it out of the corner. So Rochelle fights off the attempt for second place for the time being.
I was
up ahead of them, that is... Oh, no,
what?
Dixon Hurst!
What?
And Demetrius has got no wheel!
What just happened?
I think Dixon tried to get out of the way and lost the car.
What did I just see?
Which, by the way, guys, that's not how you handle blue flags. Just throw that out there.
Holy moly!
Well, Rochelle will hang on to third or second, and suddenly the podium has Daniel Hernandez on it.
Simeonitis' head must be spinning right now.
So angry, I imagine, right now.
Oh my god, that was nuts.
Congratulations to Dave Nelson, solid 8th place. I believe that's his best result of the season. And that is definitely Larry Foster's best result in the season, up in 7th. And Jonas Blaine in 5th.
5th for Jonas, nice.
Antonio D'Oliva in his debut 9th place, and the debuting Martin Hughes in 10th. So debutantes on the front row for race number 2, Hughes and D'Oliva.
Wow, so Simeonitis went from leading, 12 minutes?
Most of the race, yeah, 12 and a half minutes.
Oh my god. To podium with 20 seconds to go to out of the race. That is just
I was kind of wondering why it looked like Neo Anderson was so off the pace. I think we have the answer.
Yeah, that's
like
you know, I love
like
that look though.
Looks like he has had a headbutt.
It really does help the look of this car.
I disagree. I disagree with this.
Nah. BMWs are so ugly these days. That helps it.
I don't mind these cars. BMW is the weirdest car brand in the world in that regard because, like, I find their race cars they look like sporty road cars, but their road cars look sportier than like the Mercedes and Audi equivalents. It's weird.
But it's fake sport. I'll let you do this.
Yeah, so unfortunately, the loss of Butler, Hurst, Simeonitis, and Simpson gives us only 12. It looks like John Peachy did finish. Maybe he had to do a pit stop, and that explains his 2 laps down status. All right, race number 2. Who you looking for the big performances out of?
Well, so I'm just looking. So that puts Simeonitis and Simpson at the back of the grid, right?
That does.
Oh, this should get interesting. Ekstrom will be in 10th. So you got the Groot. He's can be starting like 5th or something like that, right? Oh, you got Liam. I see Liam Curtin up there.
Yeah, Liam Curtin's up there.
Oh, he could be the guy to watch on this one.
All right, here we go. Red lights, red lights, red lights.
Be curious what Foster can do from 4th.
Martin Hughes leads us from pole position. Here we go. Liam Curtin with a good start. Gets up past Larry Foster into 4th position. Next on his list, Dave Nelson. Dave does manage to shut the door. Douglas DeGroat got a good start. He's up in the mix. Up in 5th place.
Nice and clean through turn 1. It's good to see.
Simpson is up 1 spot. Simeonitis is up 3.
Oh,
Antonio DeLiva loses the car.
He saved it. Nice job.
Does save it. Rejoins in 6th place ahead of Rochelle Guerin. Liam Curtin is up to 3rd place, battling with Doug DeGroat and Dave Nelson. Already. This is playing into the hands of Martin Hughes, though. He's getting a nice little gap there. Oh, Doug DeGroat sliding. Gustav Ekstrom forcing his way up past. That was Antonio DeLiva.
Got through, I think.
No, DeGroat got through on Curtin.
Oh, you're right. Wow, that was awesome driving.
Right, all right. Liam Curtin in 4th place behind Doug DeGroat, who made a very nice overtake there with the back end going all over the place. Daniel Hernandez is up to 5th, so he's had a good start. He's ahead of Larry Foster and Rochelle Guerin. And he's attacking Liam. Oh,
Liam's pushing too much.
Yeah, too much push from Liam Curtin, and off the track he goes. Suddenly, Martin Hughes made a mistake because Dave Nelson's right up on his tail there.
Where's Simpson and Simeonitis? Simeonitis up to 8th?
Simeonitis is up to 8th. Simpson
dead last, right?
Simpson's 12th, so he's not had a great start. Not a bad one, mind you. Rochelle Guerin went a little bit wide there and loses a spot to Gustav Ekstrom and to Demetrius Simeonitis. So Ekstrom and Simeonitis are ready for round 2, this time with Ekstrom in front.
I love the reverse grid stuff.
So we got Martin Hughes leading from Dave Nelson, Douglas DeGroat, Daniel Hernandez, Larry Foster, Gustav Ekstrom, Demetrius Simeonitis, Rochelle Guerin, Antonio DeLiva, and Neo Anderson in the top 10. I'll tell you who's not had a great start. Jonas Blaine down to 11th place.
Yeah, because he was towards the 2nd or 3rd row, I think, right?
More mid-pack. He finished 5th in race 1, so he 6th on the grid, probably. But still 6 to. Oh, he's up to 10th. So he just bagged Neo at least, so he's back up into the points. And then Jack Simpson, Liam Curtin outside looking in right now. But the start of the race has to go to Simeonitis, 14th to 7th.
Yeah, he's not messing around.
Yeah, he's now got the problem though. Now he's got his ancient enemy Gustav Ekstrom, a rivalry that was formed back at Suzuka, ready to reignite. As Douglas DeGroat looking for a move on Dave Nelson, but Nelson, he does got it.
Use a little bit of that grass. It's okay.
It's okay, but he is on the edge. I hope he doesn't tip over.
I hope so as well, but he's driving aggressive. I like what I'm seeing here. Oh, a little tap from Dave. I mean, he dived it.
Yeah. But DeGroat gets 2nd place, and Daniel Hernandez now on the charge on the inside of Dave Nelson. And he'll get him as well. Larry Foster.
Dave is in a bad spot right now.
Yeah. He feels a little bit out of place with some of these guys right now.
Simeonitis behind him. Larry Foster, Rochelle Guerin in the mix. Ekstrom's falling back to 8th place, so something happened with him. I'm still in this group, but looks like a minor error there. Demetrius Simeonitis down the inside of the hairpin shortcut and gets the job done. This is some fine driving from Demetrius Simeonitis. Every corner Dave looks at, a car dives up the inside of him.
Larry Foster. We'll see if he can take a shot at them. Although Larry had a good fight with him in race 1, so I would not be surprised to see Dave a little bit more equipped to fight that battle. Although I don't know.
I think he's going for it.
He's going for it. Oh, little contact there. Nothing too bad, but I would say that Dave maybe needs to expand that sideways vision just a little bit.
Just a little. He's probably at this point thinking, what am I supposed to do? I think those 4 or 5 cars just took him.
That's true. So it's Hughes, DeGroat, Hernandez, your top 3 right now. Oh, Nelson gets a little bit of... Oh, extra through. Nelson is stopped in the Sud curve, so he's going to lose some more spots. This race has gone from a dream to a nightmare for Dave Nelson.
Great experience, though.
So it is Hughes, DeGroat, Hernandez, Simeonitis up to 4th, Foster, Guerin, Ekstrom, DeLeva, Blaine, and Simpson is in the points in 10th place.
All right, I want to see Douglas hold these guys off. He can do it.
And Rochelle Guerin just absolutely mobbed Larry Foster for 5th place. What
was that? Was she have a push to pass button?
I assume Foster made some kind of small error, and she was not in the mood to give second chances on the matter.
Wow.
So she's up to 5th, so another top 5 potentially here for Guerin, who is trying to make up ground on Hemstrom. And, of course, Jack Simpson back in 10th place, so this is looking real good for her right now.
Yeah, great weekend for her so far, if things keep going as they are.
Indeed. Right, Ekstrom is her danger, though. We know Ekstrom is fast. One race won. He's just got to get past Larry Foster to get up to the one of his rivals from the series so far.
Even if Ekstrom was to pass her, she's still ahead of Simpson.
No, she's still in a great place.
Yeah. Like you said, you're always talking bigger picture. You just got to look at the
and of course, no Javier Perez Torres, no James Butler. So looking really good championship wise. Just
keep
if she
it on
can grab
track.
decent results. Yeah. Oh, Hernandez going down the inside of DeGroat. DeGroat trying to go for the switchback. That was a little... spun him around.
I thought he was going to take Simeonitis with him.
Well, and Guerin says thank you. Up into 4th. Simeonitis up into 2nd. And that's Guerin to the podium. I would say... And, of course, I saw what you saw, so... Before officially assigning any blame or anything.
Douglas is on.
Douglas. On a tear, but not necessarily in a good way.
No, it's not the best of tears.
Larry Foster, Ekstrom. I would say DeGroat's fault from the angle I saw, because I think Hernandez had the pass. And DeGroat was trying to fight a battle that was already lost. That was my read at full speed.
That's what I saw as well, but it was a very quick, I would need to see the replay to make a decision, but it still looks similar. He should have backed out a little bit.
This would certainly not be a stewarding review, what we're talking about right now, just on the fly, what first impressions.
Right, like he's making a lot of little contacts here and there. You got to just get off the gas, just that little bit.
Simpson out wide, and Antonio DeLeva and Jonas Blaine are mugging Jack Simpson.
These guys are like, we've had enough of you. DeLeva's not leaving any room.
Yeah, but it looks like Simpson will retain the 8th spot. Ekstrom trying to go down the inside of DeGroat. Did not work.
I want to see his body work at the end of this race.
There's a couple of dents in it for sure. I hope the camera sticks with this for a while because, for better or worse, this is where the moment we want to see is going to be.
Let's be honest, something is going to happen in this 4-car.
Yeah, you've got Larry Foster, who needs to work on his consistency, needs to be calm under pressure, and this is a great test. You got DeGroat, who's been kind of all over the place. You got Hernandez, who got spun out by DeGroat, probably isn't the happiest camper in the world right now. And then you've got Ekstrom, who always has a little bit non-Swedish style aggressive driving to him. More rallycross than pavement. That and the top 3 are kind of spread out, so there's not much going on up there.
Well, Simeonitis is up to 2nd place. I mean, I think he's been there for a while. I just realized that he went from almost dead last to second.
He has been there since DeGroat and Hernandez had their dust up, And Ekstrom just took Daniel Hernandez for 6th place.
Now that's probably good for DeGroat because I'm assuming he also has no ballast, correct?
Correct.
So
The only
even
one in this group with the ballast is Ekstrom.
yeah, so even if he can stuff him up the inside, you should theoretically still be able to outrun him to the next corner.
Should be.
Should.
But I mean, I gotta look at the canary in the coal mine here. 8th place is Jack Simpson, and 4.5 minutes. It's not a lot of time to work with, but he is coming.
Yeah. This Curtin's still back in 10th as well.
Curtin battling with D'Aliva and Nelson. Looks like we've lost John Picha and Jonas Blaine from the race, which is unfortunate. Dixon Hurst has also apparently had some moments as he is down a lap. Oh, Daniel Hernandez wants that spot back, Mr.
He's
Ekstrom.
looking.
And in the meantime, the lead is now down to less than a second for Martin Hughes. It's been a dream for Martin Hughes here in the race too, but can Demetrius Simeonitis rain on that parade?
That's another half a second, and we should see that, I'm assuming, at some point.
At some point, yes, but I'm not necessarily complaining as long as we got Doug DeGroat and Gustav Ekstrom battling. By the way,
Ekstrom's going.
I think there was a little bit of contact there. We left at the wrong
There
time.
was certainly contact.
It looks like DeGroat is off the track. He's behind Ekstrom and Hernandez now. Although it doesn't look like Ekstrom came off clean off that either.
Yeah, I have no idea what happened. I just saw bouncing.
Indeed. They are still together, though. You know who's really happy about this, though? Look, 4th place, Larry Foster.
All right. Sometimes that's the smart way to drive. Just let other guys go nuts. You just pick up the pieces.
Right. It's also bringing Jack Simpson into play, possibly. See what happens. Simeonitis looking for the lead. .36.5. That is far faster than I think I've seen anyone else go in the race. I think everyone else is like in the 37s. So, Demetrius Simeonitis looking like Michael Schumacher on an F3 grid right now.
Yeah, pace certainly is not his weak point.
There is the lead for him. All right, so DeGroat's gotten back past Hernandez and up into 6th place. We'll see what he can do about Ekstrom. Martin Hughes. We'll see what you got from Mr. Simeonitis, but I don't know if it's much, to be honest.
Yeah, with under 2 minutes, he's going to have to try something.
Well, speaking of it, there's a little contact. Almost another one into that second turn there. It's been a bit of a carnage spot. Nothing unreasonable, I should mention when I say carnage. Just aggressive driving and maybe on the limit, but I wouldn't say anything's been over the limit.
No, I mean, it's a corner where it's very common to see somebody try and dive up the inside there on the brakes.
And Hernandez looking to get back past Douglas DeGroat. South American battle. And Hughes is keeping with him.
Yeah, he's right with him.
If Simeonitis makes a mistake, and by the way, Hughes actually has done a 36.4, which is faster than Simeonitis' lap, so Hughes has had some pace. Just looks like it may not be that clockwork pace, that consistency yet.
I wonder if he threw that down early, or if once he got behind Simeonitis, it was a follow the leader kind of thing.
Can't be sure. We were riding with him earlier, so I guess we could, once this is up on YouTube with the commentary and everything, check out the fastest lap before that. Ekstrom, Larry Foster made a big mistake there, and Gustav Ekstrom is never one to see an open door and go, no, that's not for me.
Yeah, do not show him any sign of a door.
And that is 4th place for the Swede, the forgotten Swede, who's been doing really well. Just Ekstrom gets all the highlights for the Swedes, but
These guys are
Ekstrom,
all running mid
Ekstrom
36s
there.
though.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Maybe the pace is up in this race because I thought it was 37s in race 1. As Hernandez, nice little move there on Douglas DeGroat up into 6th place. Douglas DeGroat, of course, a proud member of the Overclock Racing crew. Down the inside, I don't think that's going to work out. Some good bumping there between Hernandez and DeGroat.
This isn't over yet. Oh my lord.
DeGroat kind of came over into him there. That's a little cheeky. And then loses the car. and Jack Simpson's like, yes, please.
Exactly what I'm talking about. You can we've all been there where you're like, these two are going at it. Let them take each other out.
No offense to Dixon Hurst, but why are we watching you right now?
I think he wanted to show off that front end.
There's a lot going on right now. Just saying. So, like this. This is what I want to see. Hernandez very wide.
Shove. I'm coming through.
Little shove. At the same time, Hernandez kind of was edging him a little bit. So, I think that's a bit of an earned shove, to be honest. Liam Curtin gets into the back of Antonio D'Oliva. That's going to be a penalty for sure, I would think.
Oh, yeah.
It's got to be.
I mean, he knows it.
He does. He's trying to give the spot back, but see, this is kind of dangerous.
Absolutely.
And it's also not working because D'Oliva's still in the wall.
And
I suspect there's some terminality to that car right now.
I wonder. We had this discussion in the KTMs earlier tonight. I think there was a patch to the grass. So once you touch the grass, your car is uncontrollable for like 4 or 5 corners.
Douglas DeGroat is dropping back. Did he maybe run out of gas before the start-finish line? Be interesting to see that on the results. I hope not. Okay, no, he did not. Just something going on there.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say.
All right, so Dimitri Simeonitis from Martin Hughes, Rochelle Guerin, Gustav Ekstrom, Larry Foster, Jack Simpson, suddenly in 6th place. Douglas DeGroat, Daniel Hernandez, Liam Curtin, Dave Nelson. So Nelson will get the pole. Is that for the second time? I think he had it in race 1, right? Or was it? No, it was Hughes. It was Hughes.
Yeah, it's Hughes. Yeah.
Nelson was on the front row, so let's hope that his start from pole goes better than his start from 2nd place.
Well, that was entertaining. I'll say that.
Oh, we lost somebody because Antonio D'Oliva's been promoted to 1st place, so somebody is left. We'll have to see who's missing. Yep, we are down to 14 cars, and the Guyanese flag is not here, so it's Doug DeGroat. Looks like the internet may have failed him. And Antonio D'Oliva is the big winner on that because he's got pole. Jack Simpson from 4th place, by the way, is my man to watch.
Yeah, I was just thinking the exact same thing.
Also, if he can get things going, Liam Curtin up there in 2nd place. Dave Nelson's fallen back to 3rd. Ekstrom's in the mix. Ekstrom trying to get at the inside of Nelson. Oh, he spins him around.
Curtin's had 2 less than ideal races, so he's going to be really pushing for a good result in this one.
Indeed, and of course, let's see how Antonio D'Oliva holds up under probably a little bit of red mist right now. Of course, him and Curtin had that bang up at the end of race 2.
Well, it's Curtin, Simpson, Simeonitis, Ekstrom right now with Hernandez behind them.
Yep.
Oh, boy.
Yep. Foster in the mix there. Hughes in the mix. Bad start for Rochelle Guerin. She's back to 13th. So, not sure if that was a bad start off the line or maybe some contact. Dave Nelson's back in last place, so possibly something there.
Well, as we've seen, that doesn't mean anything with 14 minutes ago.
Yep, there's some overtaking opportunities here. It can be done. And Liam Curtin is now looking to take that lead from Antonio D'Oliva. Jack Simpson in his rearview mirror, and Dimitri Simeonitis, probably the 2 biggest danger men on the track, and then Ekstrom. It is a murderer's row behind the top 2 right now.
Yeah, I mean, this could tighten the field up because these guys are going to be going for it. So with all this battling up front,
I
that
mean,
should leave.
please don't tell me we're about to see a 3 wide through Nordkirch.
You're saying please don't?
I don't know if I want to see that from Academy drivers. It's
5
kind
wide
of
into
like
turn one. Here we
it's
go.
kind of like when we had that 3 wide into Paddock Hill Bend 2 rounds ago at Brands Hatch. It was kind of
Love it.
like not really sure I want to see that from Academy drivers. Just saying. Simpson, by the way, up in his second place, taking the lead in Curtin, and Simeonitis and Ekstrom still queued up behind them. Simeonitis looking down the inside, setting up for what has become his patented haircut, shortcut hairpin move.
He's got it.
And he's got it. It's a really solid spot if you can hold that inside line.
Yeah, I'm surprised Curtin didn't go defensive there earlier. Oh.
That was a little opportunistic, Liam. And it did not work out. Did not work out for you, son.
No, he lost a spot in that.
Yeah, Ekstrom. Again, never present Ekstrom with an open door. As Jack Simpson goes for the lead, D'Oliva a little bit late on the defense there. That's a little cheeky. And it's not working out for him because they are flying past him now.
Wow, he lost 4, probably 5 spots in that move.
Yep. Simeonitis is through. Ekstrom is through. Curtin is through. So D'Oliva from first place back to 5th. And he might go further back yet because Hernandez is glued to his back end. Also in the mix there is Martin Hughes getting a little bit wide.
And there goes Hernandez.
There goes Hernandez. Ooh, that was a little questionable.
Yeah, that looked very dangerous.
Not great. And Demetrius Simeonitis is saying, Mr. Jack Simpson, I don't know how to tell you this, but we have caught up.
What's Simeonitis' ballast?
0.
I think we might have to adjust that.
He has taken the Mike Stockmill coaching to heart and is on the run, trying to take the position from Jack Simpson, and I think he's got it. But Ekstrom is in the mix too. Curtin is still there. Hernandez is still there. D'Oliva has been shuffled behind Foster and Hughes, so he's back to 8th. Whoa! That was a little cheeky there from Ekstrom. Although he ends up losing the spot anyway, so I guess no harm, no foul.
Yeah.
I wonder if he may have given that up, thinking that he was being a little cheeky. All right, so Liam Curtin back up onto the podium. But it is a 5-car fight for the lead. And not terribly far behind are Larry Foster and Martin Hughes. Although, looks like D'Oliva might have had an accident because he's back down into 12th.
Maybe got flustered on the that pack.
I can't say that I would blame him. That was a bit of a nightmare scenario for a driver, particularly one that's trying to, making his Academy debut. And I don't know what his experience is like overall. Some of these Academy drivers are quite experienced. But a bunch of new faces could be quite easy to get flustered.
Yeah, you don't want to be that guy on your debut. Oh, man, they better catch Simeonitis and slow him down real quick.
He's opened up a little bit of a gap on Simpson, who's opening up a little bit of a gap on Curtin. So
I think all the battling between Curtin, Ekstrom, and Hernandez is breaking them from the lead.
Well, they're still within good shot of it. It would just take a little bit of a mistake up ahead of them to be right back in this. A little surprised Martin Hughes isn't keeping with this group a little bit more. Larry Foster seems to be showing him the way after Hughes had that big second place in race number 2.
Yeah, we saw he was able to throw down a mid-36.
But not quite able to keep with this lead group right now. There's also a battle going on between the Peach and Rochelle for 8th place. That'd be intriguing. Hey, we cut right to what appears to be the end of it. Oh, Hughes is off. That's Martin Hughes. We gave him the caster's curse.
Sorry, Martin.
Can't think that would be a contact related thing. He wasn't really near anybody, so that appears to be a driver error. Ekstrom getting a little bit wider than I'd like to see it.
Yeah, I was gonna say taking a little advantage of the runoff there.
But I don't know if you can go around the outside. I stand corrected. I stand corrected. Gustav Ekstrom mugging Liam Curtin around the outside of turn 3. Or turn 2, actually.
That extra special run certainly didn't hurt.
Yeah, that helped out a little bit. Still brave on the brakes, though.
For sure.
I do have to give credit where it is due. So Simeonitis, Simpson, Ekstrom, Curtin, Hernandez, Foster, Guerin, Picha, Blaine, Nelson, your top 10.
Anybody in this mix can still win this race.
Absolutely. Anyone from 1st through 6th, I think, can definitely take home the victory.
Now, we saw Simeonitis make some kind of mistake in race 1, so anything can happen.
Absolutely. Even if he seems to have the pace, doesn't seem like anyone has the pace to challenge him, but running at the front is, I think, still a little bit of a new experience for Demetrius Simeonitis, so something to be polished. And I don't know. It doesn't seem like he does. It doesn't seem like he does well without pressure. You know. You know what I'm saying? And some people are like that. Some people don't lead races very well. They get a little too complacent.
Yeah, it's tougher than you think. You start watching your times, and like I said, the mirrors. You're thinking too much instead of just actually driving the track. There's so much going through your mind. It's not as easy as you think. Second place is so much better sometimes.
Sometimes. It's kind of a weird balance. You've got to be aware of your mirrors, but not drive in your mirrors. Like
Exactly.
That's the challenge. And it's a common mistake. I see a lot of drivers, they go defensive way too early. Like, I'll be catching up to someone, and I'll be like, okay, I'm 3 seconds behind you, and you're already doing defensive lines. Like,
what are you doing? I'm catching up to you because you're driving defensively.
It's a little soon to be doing that. Hernandez on the back of Liam Curtin. We've not seen a lot of Liam Curtin versus Hernandez, actually. This is a bit of a fresher battle.
Yeah, this hasn't been Liam's weekend.
Still up in 4th place. Looks like he should, emphasize should, be able to take home some decent points.
It's spreading out just a little too much.
Yeah. It feels like we now kind of have the pace order to a certain degree.
Yeah.
There's no one kind of really out of position right now.
Where's the Groot? I need him in here.
Well, he's out. Remember, he DC'd, unfortunately. I do have to shout out someone I'm a little disappointed in. That's Dixon Hurst. Just has been nowhere in any of these 3 races. Academy veteran, 3D speed. Oh! Ekstrom! Gets into the back of Simpson. I think he gave that spot back.
That would be the right thing to do.
That would be the gentlemanly thing. It won't necessarily avoid a penalty, but people will normally be much more understanding of if you do kind of, you know.
Yeah, I know you said earlier not to wait. There's a difference between giving a spot back,
yeah, absolutely,
and stopping in the middle of the track.
Yeah, no, that right there was completely fine.
Just wanted to make sure everybody was aware of the difference.
Yes. As long as you're not making other people guess to your motives, you're fine. Like that's the thing that comes up a lot when you're like waiting for somebody. It's like, say you're in a 3-car battle, or like there's a guy like, let's say 5 seconds behind your battle. You get the contact, and you're like, oh, I want to let him rejoin. That third guy doesn't know that, and he's coming up on you, you know, in the zone or focused on his own driving, and you doing something very unexpected could just lead to more carnage. So, particularly if you completely send somebody off, let's face it, you're getting a penalty anyways, unless the guy's just not going to report you. So, it's not really worth it, is what I'm getting at. All right, so Zach Hemstrom was under pressure from Hemstrom, but it looks like he's got a little bit of a gap now, with a little under 3 minutes to go here. Liam Curtin has been holding up well in fourth place ahead of Daniel Hernandez and Larry Foster. Rochelle Guerin's back in seventh and doesn't appear to be able to make any inroads into this group. And at 10, 11 seconds back, I think she's just pacing and will be, mostly taking that seventh place home.
Yeah, she's had two good races, 1 and 2, so she's fine here.
And a pretty nice comeback drive, because she was at the back at one point in this race. We don't know why. Might have been completely her own doing. But a decent damage mitigation run. And with the weak run of Zach Hemstrom here today, the absences of Hemstrom, Perez, Torres, and Butler, this is a really solid run for her.
For sure. Be curious to see what the points total is at the end of this. How many more races to go?
We have 2 rounds at Suzuka and then the Laguna Seca finale. So 3 more rounds. Plenty of points still up for grabs.
2 races at Suzuka.
We have the West and the East.
Ah, correct.
Gustav Ekstrom still on the tail of Zach Hemstrom. Also trying to see if Sonia would grace us with her presence for an Academy race. We'll see if I can convince her to join the Suzuka grid.
Get on in there.
But that would take her away from blowing stuff up.
I have to admit, blowing stuff up is fun.
Mm-hmm. We were playing Mech Warrior actually the other night, me and Sonia and two of our non-racer friends, and she developed a full kamikaze build, which was interesting.
Oh, really?
She's like, check this build out, and sent me a screenshot of it. And I'm like, that just seems like a really low survivability build. And I'm like, and she's just like, survive. I hadn't even thought of that.
It might be nice to be able to walk away from the fight.
I mean, it was a rocket launcher build, so she just runs in, hits everything with rockets, and then things die.
It's awesome. Ekstrom was going for
Ekstrom's got around the outside again.
Wow, he's got a move there.
Yeah. Jonas Blaine heading on to his final lap. Or is the race finished now? No, the race can't be finished now. So we got one more lap to go, I'm pretty sure. I think
as well, but they look... Oh, yes. Thank you.
Antonio D'Oliva has made Paul Riccobene very happy. Martin Hughes, disappointing run for him.
If the race is over, then that was an awesome move that Ekstrom put on after the race.
The AI made that move?
I don't know what's going on.
The hell? I didn't make the mistake with the end time this time, so we should have gotten another lap.
Neo having some control issues here.
Indeed. Neo Anderson maybe a little bit at the end of his stamina there. 13th place, and Dixon Hurst 14th. Like I said, I not to throw too much shade at Dixon, but he's kind of my guy that I'm a little disappointed by it today. No, we're definitely still racing. I don't know why the camera went into like race end mode, but we are still racing. And this is the final corner now.
These guys are certainly going for it.
So Simeonitis the win from Ekstrom and Simpson. And at the line, Liam Curtin does hang on to 4th place against Hernandez. Larry Foster. There is Rochelle Guerin in 7th place. Comfortable there.
So Ekstrom,
John Picha.
Ekstrom did make that move into turn 2 and held it.
Yeah. Great work. There we go. So we did run out of time, just based on like how late they got onto the last lap. Jonas Blaine down didn't get to finish their last lap, but yeah, there's a bit of weird stuff there. But anyways, there are your results for race number 3. And while I'm pulling up the standings, Paul, would you like to admonish or congratulate or anything above for any of the drivers?
Oh, lordy lord. What can we say? Well, Simeonitis, right? I mean, this guy's showing he's got some incredible speed out here and good driving ability. He's going to need some ballast for sure. I think Rochelle had a great weekend overall, and I hope she just gets over that thought process of being concerned about the championship. She should go for it. You know, I'd like to see her actually see if she can pull this out. And Douglas was very entertaining in race 2. Maybe a little too entertaining, but it was fun to watch.
Perhaps a little too entertaining. And I say that because, I mean, I've said this to Douglas, and I've said it on commentary, I think, before. I think Douglas is absolutely one of those guys who just needs to take a deep breath and relax a little bit, because his driving, be it in the academy or in 3D speed or ACC, is very frenetic, very
Hmm.
almost panicked at times, and it's like he's always on that razor's edge. And he's got good speed. Like I think, like he's got pace that would be academy graduate level. It's just that he doesn't turn that into any kind of consistency. And I think he's a driver who's a great example of the idea that less would be more.
I could see that. He was just in the KTM earlier, and he was throwing down some really quick laps. So you're right. I know he can drive quickly. I wonder if it's like you say, just figuring out how to keep that pace without being on the edge so much.
He does have 2 wins this season, so he's tasted that victory. But
Yeah.
like for comparison purposes, he's got 2 wins, but he's in 10th place in the standings. By the way, Dmitry Simeonite is doubling his race win count in the academy with 2 wins today. And the other win, of course, going to Gustav Ekstrom, his 3rd of the season. That means that Dmitry Simeonite is now 2nd in the win category behind Jack Simpson 7, and is even with Zach Hemstrom with 4.
Well, that Simpson he came in and was that guy was a menace when he showed up. The ballast has definitely leveled the playing field a little bit for him.
Anyways, at the top of the standings, Rochelle Guerin leads the championship for, I want to say, the first time this season. She might have led it. I think actually she led it after Brands Hatch way back at the start of the season. So this is a return to that. 335 points to Hemstrom's 302. And as stated, Hemstrom does not appear to intend to return to the grid. So that does give her a massive leg up. 257 for Jack Simpson. Demetrius Simeonitis is now up to 4th place on 235. Triple two for James Butler in 5th place ahead of Javier Perez Torres at 209. Daniel Hernandez, 184. 180 for Gustav Ekstrom. 119 for Liam Curtin, and 104 for John Picha. Actually, by the way, DeGroat is actually in 12th place, because I was looking at the participation and success area that doesn't factor in penalties to your points total.
Oh,
So he's scored the 10th most points, but because he's lost 45 points due to penalties, he's in 12th place.
those damn penalty points.
So there you go. By the way, John Peach is showing what happens when you just don't pick up penalties. He's in the top 10, despite
Nice. Peach.
despite a lack of what you would call like high end results.
I'd be curious to see where Javier would be if he didn't keep getting disconnected and booted. And
I imagine he'd be in the top 3.
I
To be
know.
honest, I mean, he was in the top 3 early in the season pretty consistently. It was Guerin and Hemstrom and then him. But yeah, of course, the connection issues has led to Simpson, Simeonitis, and Butler overtaking him.
Yeah, he just can't catch a break in this game.
Absolutely. Of the newcomers, the best performer on the day in terms of a single result was Martin Hughes with that second place in race 2. But he was overall outscored by Larry Foster, who put up 24 points to Hughes's 19. And we also got Antonio D'Oliva with 2 points for the third debutante.
It was a good showing from the newcomers today. They all look good out there.
Yeah, no, I think everyone more or less had their moments. Admittedly, we didn't see a lot of Neo Anderson, and we didn't see a lot of Dixon Hurst. I think that they were maybe the two exceptions to that rule, and not surprisingly, they were the only two drivers who did not score points today. But yeah, it's definitely a good showing all around. So we head to Suzuka. I'm not sure if it's east or west that's next. It will be the East Circuit first. To quickly recap what happened there last time, Jack Simpson made his debut and said, "This is my house," by winning the first race that he did from Rochelle Guerin and Zach Hemstrom. He finished second in race 2, but with Hemstrom on the podium again. It was Doug DeGroat who took the win in race number 2. And then Simpson unfortunately had a bit of a lackluster, by his standards, a lackluster third race, taking fourth behind Guerin and Hemstrom. And the winner on that day, and he's not been able to replicate it since, and it was also his debut round, Liam Curtin took the victory.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how round 2 goes there.
Indeed. Looking forward to the Redux there. Looking forward to what can happen. And the hot streak of Demetrius Simeonitis is at this point pretty hard to ignore. He's been the driver of the Redux rounds for sure, having taken 4 victories in the last 9 races.
It would have been 5. He had race 1 tonight pretty much locked up.
Absolutely. A pair of wins at Brands Hatch for him, and now a pair of wins here. And and it's not like Zandvoort, which was his worst round, was a weak one. He finished 4th, 2nd, and 3rd in those 3 races.
Not exactly a terrible outing, right?
So yeah, he is white hot right now. Big recovery from Rochelle Guerin, though, with the double podium today. She had not had a podium since the first race at Brands Hatch of the Redux. So she had gone 5 starts without a podium.
So it was great to see her up in the
back in there,
fighting for wins.
Indeed. And that gives her 14 podiums on the season, which is tied for the most with Zach Hemstrom.
Nice. That's how you get this.
And she does have she does have the most top 10s with 26.
Consistency.
All right. Anything else you would like to add before we call it an evening here?
Nah, I think I'm pretty much out of any terrible information.
I will be doing the stewarding / coaching report tomorrow, although actually this will probably not be uploaded till Wednesday because there's only 12 minutes left in Tuesday. And I will have to render it and edit it and get it all ready. So probably you'll see this on Wednesday, and that same day you will see the stewarding report. I have, just to kind of give a little preview there, I have received reports from where does it start? This is the problem with being an admin and not just a steward. There's so many PMs. We have Daniel Hernandez is not happy with Douglas DeGroat. We'll throw that out there.
I can't understand why.
Liam Curtin is I think actually just self-reporting himself, so that's good. Hold yourself to a high standard.
I'm a fan of that.
His incidents with Antonio D'Oliva and Daniel Hernandez are being reported. The one with Hernandez appears to be more of a confusion than anything else. But of course, he's reporting himself for the Antonio D'Oliva punt at the end of race 2 that we were commenting on.
That's the right thing to do.
He's self-reporting, and he would have gotten the report anyways, because of course Antonio has reported him for that same incident. And rounding off the reports, we have Dave Nelson, a little bit unhappy about something involving appears Jack Simpson and Gustav Ekstrom. So it looks like maybe Ekstrom goosed him off a little bit in this shot that he's given me. So we'll check that out. And then we'll finish it off with a couple of reports from Martin Hughes, who has a little bit of a bone to pick with Neo Anderson, it looks like. And a self-report between him and Dimitri Simeonitis. So again, good to see that. And he's a little bit interested in a thing with him and Antonio D'Oliva as well. So good to see some self-reports. I mean, especially in the academy, I can understand not self-reporting yourself in, say, the DTM series or something, where you're not really interested in learning particularly. But in the academy, it is good to self-report yourself because you will get me taking you through the incident and perhaps suggesting or presenting ideas to avoid such an incident in the future.
Yeah, it's definitely best. I try to report myself on any incident that I think could potentially be a penalty. It just, I don't know. I'd rather lose the points than put myself out there as a questionable driver.
I have definitely self-reported myself when I felt particularly embarrassed by the driving.
Yeah, I mean, it happens to everybody. There's no point in
If
trying to hide behind it.
anyone who is around during the Zero racing days, where I was before the ESR community, which admittedly there's not many of us from the 0 days left, which is a bit disappointing. Trying to wrangle Mike Mark into getting his butt back out here, but it's really just down to me, Wesley, and Rick Martell, I think. But and Darcy Parkinson. But there was a semi-infamous moment at Norris Ring where I apparently had no idea where my braking point was and overtook like 7 cars, and it didn't end well. And I felt that obviously had to be reported.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea. One of the 6 or 7 was going to report you anyway, right?
Yeah, for sure. It was just one of those getting a little bit too tunnel vision, fighting for a position on like the first lap of Norris Ring, and then it's just like hero move.
It happened. I think I took Stoff out at Zolder doing that. I looked over and when I looked back, I was like, oh shit, I was supposed to brake 50 meters ago. And yeah,
It happens.
at that point,
It happens. It happens to the best of us and the worst of us. It's your driving reputation is not founded on a single incident.
No.
It's about the body of work.
Yeah, you tried taking me out of Laguna and we still talk,
I did not try to take you out of Laguna, sir. I just don't think that passing me in the kink is a good idea.
Yeah,
I told that to Richard Higgs when he went side by side with Mark Klapzul at the kink in one of the practice races. I'm like, that is an exceedingly bad idea.
Yeah, it honestly is not a great spot, but sometimes it just seems so opportune,
No, I know. I mean, when I say an overtake is not opportune or whatever, it doesn't mean that it can't be done, but it does mean that
the success rate is low, even though it can be done.
Pretty low. There is only one turn in the game that is a legitimate do not overtake zone, and that's that hairpin at Macau. Because we usually officially designate that as a
that's actually yellow flagged in the game. We didn't even realize that until we did the international.
Yeah, because the Macau Grand Prix a lot of the time does have that as a no overtake zone. It's just a perma yellow flag.
Yeah, I wasn't aware of that.
Because a pileup there ends the race. Like, it's just all there is to it. It wouldn't end a race because you just hit escape and you go back to the pits, whatever, it clears up. But like in real life, obviously the car is stuck there.
There's some great videos of 20, 30 cars just piling on top of each other through there.
I've already put out a Suzuka track guide, not to going fast, because do not listen to me when it comes to going fast. It is not what I'm good at. This is not what I'm here for. But I did break down the overtaking zones for Suzuka East. Hint, there is one. Really? Two, And I don't want to see anyone doing super defensive driving in the S's, please. This time, that was annoying the heck out of me reviewing replays last time we were at Suzuka East. There's no overtaking opportunities there, guys. Come on,
Yeah, just drive it.
Just drive your line.
And I believe Stoffmeal did going fast guides for both Suzukas.
Yes, I
Yeah.
believe we have them for all 6 tracks. So that's
Yeah.
good. So good luck with the remainder of the season, guys. We got literally 1/4 of the season left, and a championship battle that on paper doesn't look all that tight. But if we're being honest, and I don't think Rochelle would mind me saying, she's in a championship lead with some people who are definitively faster fighting at her heels. So we'll see what happens with that. And of course, we'll be off to planning semester 4. Might be some changes in store for semester 4.
Ooh,
Some
sounds interesting.
new car might be on the way. There we go.
All right.
There's a little titillation. Although same tracks, I think the ESR Academy policy will be to if we're changing car, we don't change tracks. I think is probably the best way of doing it. Keep the new variables to a relative minimum.
Well, you're the boss.
And of course, if you want to join the ESR Academy, just post a lap time on the leaderboard for whichever track we most recently did. So that would be Hockenheim National right now. We'll take a look at it compared to the other Academy paces and decide if you're a guy who fits within our general parameters. And that's really it, to be honest. Other than the question of whether we would allow a controller to join the Academy, just because of the lack of coaching options with such a scenario.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see his driving, a video of his driving with it.
All right. So that is all from me and Paul Riccobene. See you in Suzuka. See you on the ACC server this Sunday if you're going to attend. See you in DTM on Saturday if you're going to attend. I think that's all I'm doing this week. So there you go. Well, we have a drop-in Wednesday server tomorrow, so that'll be fun. But no one's suggested any cars for that. So Paul Riccobene, I'm putting you on the spot. What were you racing on Wednesday?
You guys did GT4 last week, didn't you?
We
and
did do GT4 last week. You can do it again. It's not a problem.
Yeah, if you do GT4, I might actually show up.
How nice of you. All right, we'll do GT4s, and I'll do a dice roll for what track we run.
Nice. I'll be there.
Take a collection of my favorite obscure tracks and put them in a dice machine and see what pops out.
You got to run them at Nutstorp, wherever that is.
Oh, that would definitely be on there. You missed Zoo High last week. It was great. It was great. And everyone's like, "Oh, why did we not vote for this?" I'm like, "You guys are assholes,
sons of bitches."
Zoo High. It's a great track. Go check it out.
You guys got to drive stuff other than Spa. There's plenty of good tracks out there.
All right. So with that, have a good night or morning
Later.
or afternoon, whatever you're doing.